All right, 5-ish minutes for report cards here on Locked On Canucks. Scott, I don't know if you can see. I think I'll run through it. You just cut me off. Try to keep it at 5-ish minutes here. I did
Mhm.
talk about Tom Melander in with the first part of this episode, but getting great on a bit of a curve, right? But for his second NHL game, like almost 20 minutes tonight for Tom Melander. Really solid night overall. I'm going to give him an A- tonight. Like
Yeah.
I thought he was, really showcased his skating. Some rookie moments, but for the most part, really strong showing from Tom Melander.
Yeah.
Pierre-Olivier Joseph, it's a
So
bit of an
I want to
adventure.
cut you off there. I want to cut you
Yeah,
off
go for
there
it. Go.
because I actually got to go work out. I got to go lift some weight and improve my testosterone. I read saw it on ChatGPT. I'm like, yo, how do I improve that? They're like, yo, just make sure you don't give up on your goals. Anyways,
Well,
Tom Melander, and I'm going to leave you after this point.
yeah,
I do want you to touch on this just a little bit. But Tom Melander, remember when Thomas Drance came up with that weird like statistic or weird metric when he's like, guys like Tom Melander don't play in the AHL for a long time. And
yeah,
he was saying that in the middle of Willander not like exceeding expectations at camp. But he's still like, he was trying to like make a point. I didn't get it. And then you look at Tom Willander this year, not the best AHL defenseman, still learning, gets the shot because of the injuries. And again, not the perfect player right now. Still a young defenseman, 20, 21 years old, whatever it is. But the fact that he's played two straight really clean games, in my opinion. Like, where you can see his athleticism and you can also see that he's poised enough not to be a dumbass, not to be scared of the moment. Like, look at a guy like P.O. Joseph, right? Like, he's not doing stuff like that. He's not even doing stuff like to Tyler Myers. I'm starting to believe in this guy like this year, man. That's all I'm saying. I think a guy like this can capitalize on the confidence and like he can kind of start believing in himself. Like, oh, I could actually do this right now. Like maybe I don't have to take all this time to learn because instinctually I've been this guy and I can do this. I've proven to myself to some extent I can do this at the NHL level, and maybe he can just capitalize off that realization after with that confidence. And again, his instincts start kicking in. He doesn't think the game too much, and before you know it, like we get the best version of Tom Melander ASAP. I gotta go. Peace.
yeah. One love to you, Kyle. Locked On Canucks, Kyle Bowen, Trevor Beggs. Yeah, Tom Melander. Like I said before, had a great night tonight. And Thomas Strance's point before was really the fact that AHL defense or a defenseman like Tom Melander and their draft plus 2 year, like they usually crack the show at this age, and the ones that go to the AHL aren't star players, right? Like the Jake Sandersons, they don't play in the AHL. I can't remember the other guys he had. It was like a list of kind of middling defensemen. But anyways, Tom Melander, like, look, everyone's got a different path to the NHL, so let's not pigeonhole Tom Melander into a spot. Again, thought he had a fantastic night for the Vancouver Canucks. And there you go, 4.5 minutes into 5 minutes for report cards spent talking about Tom Melander. Pierre-Olivier Joseph, a bit of an adventure out there with him, but still interesting that he played more than DPD tonight. I thought he was kind of at fault for 2 of the goals, getting lost in the play. But his parents in the building can't be too mean. Let's give him a C overall. RC Baines, I'd give a C plus. I mean, that's the thing about RC Baines right now. He makes some great plays on the boards, makes some great pivots, finds guys in open space, but you just want to see a bit more finish and a bit more threat in terms of scoring. But look, I like the way his game's trending, and I do hope that him, Carlson, Sasson, those guys can make more of an impact before some body starts to return for your Vancouver Canucks. C plus for RC Baines, Philip Roenick doing it all for this team. Playing almost 30 minutes a night. Just makes a smart play. You see him trying to make some Quinn Hughes-esque moves out there too. The spins at the blue line. He doesn't have the speed to pull it off, but man, oh man, he's giving it his all. I love the effort. I'm giving Philip Roenick an A tonight. Drew O'Connor. I think his game's been trending in the right direction, and it helps that he gets a little bit of help on his stat sheet by assisting on Kiefer Sherwood goals. Again, I think Drew O'Connor's starting to do better things for this team. I know the fancy stats. Yeah, screw the stats tonight, man. Drew O'Connor, give him a B minus. Mackenzie McEachran. Let's talk about that goalie interference for a second, because this one has to be one of the dumbest things in the NHL. Why does goalie interference make no sense? So McEachran skates into the crease. His ankle might have made a bit of contact with Bennington's ankle, but he gets out of the play and Bennington has time to set. The puck goes in, but it's still called goalie interference. Like, should there not be a rule? Make it a little bit more clear cut. The interference actually has to impede with the goalie making a stop. And I guess the refs argue that it did, which is absolute bullshit to me. Make goalie interference make sense. Anyways, Mackenzie McEachran, welcome to being the 29th Canuck 4 to play a game this season, 20th Canuck 4 or Canuck 4 Canuck player to play a game this season. I give him a C plus. DPD getting injured Brock Besser. The ice time's a bit low. It was hard to notice him as much tonight. I give him a C overall. Marcus Pettersson, 2 minor penalties. I think both of those penalties turned into goals, if I'm not mistaken. Just based on how depleted this Canucks team is right now, that's not a guy who could be taking penalties. And I know he argued about his penalties, but man, oh man, he's got to play a bit smarter. It was one of those nights, and it's been a few of them this season, where Tyler Myers has looked like more of the Canucks' number 3 defenseman with Hughes being healthy than Marcus Pettersson has. I'd give Marcus Pettersson a C. Yeah, let's stick with C tonight. Elias Pettersson. Look, he gets overshadowed by the fact that Kiefer Sherwood is doing what he does. There just hasn't been as much threat with him. The floor's there. It's kind of the same Pettersson we've seen. Like, he's playing well, but he's not at the superstar level. Let's give him a B overall. Kiefer Sherwood, man. Never mind the A+, man. I'm going to go clean this guy's bathroom, man. I'll cook him meals. Dude, I'll cook him my meatloaf. I haven't even cooked Kyle Bound my meatloaf yet. Come on, man. A++. Atu Ratu. I got to give him a B just for the draws, man. Just killing out there. I think Atu Ratu has still been a bit of an adventure out there. Like, the foot speed hasn't been great. There's not much offense there, but man, oh man, the Canucks need someone to win draws, and he's playing a role in that department right now. Tyler Myers has definitely some chaotic moments out there. There was one play, I think, in the end of the third period, where he almost just like pushes the puck onto the Blues player's stick, trying to get out of the zone. But just some nifty plays on the boards, some nifty plays in the offensive zone. Again, trying to do the most for a team that is missing so many guys right now. I'm not going to lie. I was kind of falling in love with Tyler Myers' game tonight. I love the effort. I love the care level. And I thought he threatened a few times offensively, which is something this team needs. So I would give Tyler Myers an A-. I might get some heat for in the comments. I don't care. Max Sasson, again, credit to Max Sasson for showing the speed, having a floor, and playing overtime shifts for this team. Let's give him a B-. Lucas Reichel, still a bit of an adventure, but you like the speed. I'm going to give him a C tonight. Jake DeBrusk, OT winner. Again, it just hasn't been clicking much from at 5-on-5, but I do feel like he's trying more. I'm going to give him a C as well. Evander Kane, I'm going to give him a B-. Some turnovers tonight, but really good on the forecheck. Probably should have had the game-winning goal in this game. I still think that call was bullshit. One of Kane's better games as a Canuck. Linus Karlsson, I think he's getting lost in the shuffle a bit out there. I'd give him a C. And Kevin Lankinen, let's give him an A- for the performance tonight. That's 5 minutes for report cards. Going to take a quick break. Coming up on the other side, you're going to run the show. Let's get to some of your comments. Hopefully a lot of your comments here on Locked On Canucks. Before we get back to the show, let's talk about the monies, baby. And I'm talking about our friends over at Monarch Money. You know, most people don't even know what their financial accounts are, what they're named, investments, properties. There's a lot of stuff to keep track of, okay? But that's why Monarch Money is there for you. It's an all-in-one personal finance tool to help make your life easier, okay? So you can keep it all in motion, keep it all clean, keep your finances in order without ever touching a spreadsheet. And you know the deal, okay? I'm not the smartest guy in the world, so I need that help from Monarch. And Monarch has also allowed me to pair my accounts with my wife's. All right? Easing that stress. Allow me to get to more lovemaking, baby. 43 seconds longer. 44 seconds longer now, thanks to Kiefer Sherwood. That's the power of Monarch. So make sure you ease your stress and don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use code LOCKEDONNHL at monarch.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarch.com, code LOCKEDONNHL for half off of your first year, baby.